Hi everyone, it's May 26, 2015, 11:19 a.m. and I'm here checking out the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant because I'm trying to recreate a video that I made about a week ago that got lost with all these changes in software and computers and everything. However, I couldn't find it. But originally, I was looking because I was curious about who named Diablo Canyon, and why would they put this nuclear power plant here on the coast over fault lines, known fault lines, and, you know, Diablo's the devil, so why? And it's in a beautiful area right in the middle of California. If you type in Diablo Canyon, you can find all kinds of pictures and maps, evacuation maps, all kinds of things like that, which I had in my other video. But now I found something else, and I want to show you this because this is really interesting. Look, Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant is also a neutrino experiment to measure theta 13. So if you click on this, you have to have government authorization, etc. But did you know that these nuclear power plants are acting like CERN-type research centers? Because they're measuring neutrinos and they want to go back to how the universe began. And this is what drove the alchemists also, because, you know, we have the alchemists to thank for our modern day medicine, even though, you know, they split off. Some of them were believers, like Paracelsus, and he was a believer in Jesus Christ, but he was also connecting back to Egyptian symbols and methods and secrets. So, pretty interesting about all of that. But the main thing is we have he knew, everyone knows, we have the Holy Spirit in us who teaches us and leads us into all things and all truth. And some people have pushed the boundaries and learned things from, they know there were elementals and other spirits out there, but they got things from plants, and we have gold to thank, gold, G-O-L-D, because their main goal was to turn base metals into gold, and they were doing everything they could to figure that out. And they, you know, they discovered so many chemicals. That's where chemistry came from, the alchemists. But they discovered so many chemicals and stuff, and they examined urine and took plants apart and boiled them and burned them and tried to get their essences and all that sort of stuff. So modern medicine comes from that. But doctors nowadays have lost touch because all they do is follow what the pharmaceutical companies. Whoa, that's lightning. I don't know if you can hear it, but lightning and thundering right now. Anyway, look at this. Diablo Canyon, California, towards a future reactor neutrino experiment. Okay, I'll click on this. This one doesn't go through. This is pretty near me in Hong Kong, in Daya Bay, China, which I don't like that, but can't escape this now. The world's going to burn in fire, it says in Peter. 1 Peter or 2 Peter. And what's wrong with that? It's part of the plan, and when that happens, it's going to put a lot of people out of their misery. Okay, the Diablo Canyon Neutrino Project. I had no idea this was going on. A neutrino observatory at Diablo Canyon. Neutrinos in the universe. Neutrino science. And this is underground. as I understand it. Okay, Neutrino Observatory. The proposed Diablo Canyon Neutrino Observatory is an exciting new physics project that will help us understand some of the fundamental properties of neutrinos and their role in the universe. Neutrinos are tiny particles, elementary building blocks of our universe. They travel through the universe with close to the speed of light and cause no harm on their way through the human body. The Diablo Canyon power plant is a unique site for the study of these ghost-like particles. The Diablo Canyon Neutrino Project is proposed by Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, University of California, Berkeley, California Polytechnic State University, San Luis Obispo. Okay, now I just want to see what happens if I go back and click on this. Neutrinos will find you. Neutrinos are tiny. Okay, we just read that. Okay, there's more though. They travel through the universe with close to the speed of light. They were first created in the Big Bang. But you know, the Big Bang is just a theory. They in the beginning of the universe, continue to be created in nuclear reactions and particle interactions. So, is the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant just for power? Or is it all part of this plan to discover the origins of the universe and to same thing that drove the alchemist? Oh, sorry about that. From the very beginning, 14 billion years ago, do they really know? How can they count? To the present, neutrinos play a crucial role in the evolution of the universe and our existence. In every cubic meter of space, see what happens when I click on this. Every instant we find about 330 million neutrinos, and on average there are roughly 1 billion times more neutrinos than protons in the universe. There is no place in the world that cannot be reached by neutrinos. Billions of neutrinos pass through our body every second, and we don't even notice it. Neutrinos pass through matter, mostly without any interactions, and cause no harm on their way through the human body. Neutrinos are affected by only the weakest of nature's forces. Most of the time they travel unhindered through space, matter, and time. Do you understand it? I don't. I definitely don't. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of information here. Neutrino science. Okay, it goes on and on. Brief history of the neutrino, secret life of neutrinos, first direct detection of the neutrino, celebrating the neutrino, 1997. At least they put a date there. Wow, I've got to look into this, you know. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to this one and then go next. Neutrinos are important. The pattern of neutrino masses can reveal much about how nature's forces are unified and how the elements in the periodic table were made. Elements, gold, and possibly even the origins of early matter. Neutrinos play an important role in our understanding of cosmology. Let's see what happens. Not much. Okay, let's see. In fact, some of the key questions in the universe require the study of neutrinos and their properties. It's all about neutrinos. Neutrinos are building blocks of matter. They have existed since the very beginning of the universe, 14 billion years. How do they know it's 14? Why isn't it 16 or 18 or 10? And continue to be created in the stars such as sun and other nuclear and particle interactions. Every moment we find about 330 million neutrinos in every cubic meter of space. So Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant is more about neutrinos and neutrino research. Okay, antimatter, right? Same thing that CERN is looking for. One of the great mysteries of the universe is the question, why are we made of matter and not antimatter? In the Big Bang, matter and antimatter were created in equal amounts, and since most of the antimatter has disappeared, it turns out that neutrinos may hold the key to this question and might explain the origin of matter as we presently know it. We know things are invisible. Birds, animals, look at the Wi-Fi in your room, all the magnetism, all this stuff, can't even see neutrinos. Well, the difficulties of neutrino detection, but they know they're there. Neutrinos interact only weakly with matter. This is fascinating. Why the dice? Because Einstein said God doesn't play dice with the universe. Okay, oh no, it's here. A neutrino passing through the Earth would have a 0.00001% chance of interaction. This is about the same chance of rolling 10 ones in a row on a 6-sided die. Cosmic rays and other natural backgrounds make neutrino experiments challenging. They can easily overwhelm the meager signal from neutrinos. Most neutrino experiments are built underground to shield the sensitive detectors from these backgrounds. So, Diablo Canyon has underground experiments going on like CERN, and no one thinks about it. Okay, neutrino flux, the sun, and the sun is messed up. Look at it, it's white. The sky is white. The clouds, when it gets all cloudy and cloud covered, there's a luminous fluorescent white light behind those clouds. It's not golden anymore. The sun, the universe, and the nuclear reactions inside a power plant are sources of neutrinos. Oh my goodness. I never thought about this before. Every second, we encounter 7 times more neutrinos from the sun, or 300 more Big Bang neutrinos than from a reactor at a distance of 1 kilometer. The neutrino flux is measured as the number of neutrinos that pass through a square centimeter each second. Okay, here's the twin reactors. They're mirrors of each other. Oh, and what I want to tell you in my other video is that when people, mothers for nuclear, for Mothers for Peace or something like that, they protested the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant, and they proved that scientists got their plans mixed up, and there were many, many mistakes in building this plant. They got the right one, well, left one, the left plans on the right and the right on the left, and they discovered it too late. Because humans make big mistakes like that. Discovery of the neutrino. I think we need to look into neutrinos. Find out what these madmen are all about. Fred Raines was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1995. He began his quest for a particle that had not been seen before, the neutrino. Its existence had been postulated in 1930 by Wolfgang Pauli, but it took more than 20 years to observe it. Well, they have observed it. With the help of Clyde Cowan, Raines built a detector to observe neutrinos from the Hanford reactor in Washington. Okay, so these nuclear power plants are to observe neutrinos. 50 years of neutrino research. Wait, what was that? Discovery of massive neutrinos and oscillations at Camland, Japan in 2002. They want to understand the universe and the origins of matter, because they're still not understood. Neutrino flux measurements at reactors in the US and Europe. These guys are mad about neutrinos at the nuclear power plants. I should just say at the neutrino producing plants. The Diablo Canyon power plant is a unique site for the observation and scientific study of neutrinos. Okay, did anyone know this? The neutrinos produced in the power plant allow scientists to study their propagation in space. These observations will shed light on the role of neutrinos in the early universe and in the origins of matter. The hills surrounding the Diablo Canyon power plant provide a unique environment for the underground placement of sensitive neutrino detectors. So, in the hills here, it's a unique environment for the underground placement of sensitive neutrino detectors. Okay, anybody know that there are underground detectors in these hills? Well, I didn't read through this before I'm making this video. So go ahead and research it yourself and make videos or whatever. And here is the Neutrino Observatory underground. Design, okay, the design of the proposed Neutrino Observatory at Diablo Canyon is still under development, but it must meet certain criteria. 2 or more neutrino detectors are required to understand the propagation of neutrinos as they travel through space. So, you know, it's back to the space and time thing. Neutrinos interact with the liquid in the detectors and create a light signal that is recorded by photomultipliers. Here's the photomultipliers. The neutrino detectors are to be placed at a distance of 0.5 to 2.5 kilometers from the reactor. The sensitive neutrino detectors are to be placed underground to shield them from cosmic rays, a background to the faint neutrino signal. So this is near the reactor, and there's a connection to the reactor because the reactor is producing them. And if an earthquake happens there, maybe that's what they want. I don't know. The future, understanding the origins of matter. You know, we're mostly water. And I've just learned that jellyfish are 99.9% water. Yet they reproduce, they do things, and they even play. I've seen them play in a tank in a public aquarium, and that was in Monaco. Alright. We are Earth, people. People of the Milky Way, daughters and sons of the universe. Our roots are in the stars. Oh my goodness, what is going on? The proposed Neutrino Observatory at Diablo Canyon is expected to become an international scientific center of excellence and education. They want to understand the origins of the matter of the universe. And they're going to be praying to Lucifer, no doubt, for more secrets to be opened. Thanks for watching. God bless everyone. So just go to Google, type in Diablo Canyon Nuclear Power Plant, and there are documentaries on YouTube, and you will see the truth about the mistakes. Maybe the mistakes they made were intentional. Who knows? Because everything is mixed up and upside down. God bless everyone with the truth. Be thankful. I'm so thankful for everything. And, you know, the alchemists believed in transmutation. But, you know, God, the Holy Spirit is in us, and we will be like transcending this body. And so make sure that you are close to the one true God and the one true light, because it's getting dangerous out there. And if you look into the alchemists and what they were doing, they talked a lot about God. And they knew there's so many secrets and so much power in the world, in the universe. It drove them to keep experimenting and searching and seeking, and they asked also the spirits, you know, it goes all the way back to Egypt and what they found, you know, like just think about the plants that we use for medicine, and they have correspondence to the body, and, you know, disease is a mystery, and the mind, everything is like so mysterious. So you have to trust God, because you and I and everyone on the earth right now, we're not going to be here in 100 years. None of us are going to be here, and less than that. Thank you for watching. Many blessings and truth. Bye for now.